Hello, my name is Ashley Sharon. I'm the founder and CEO of ShareLove.Fund. Today we're going to examine the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 18. Chapter 4, verse 18 reads as follows. The person is wise who sees the inaction in actions and the action in inaction. So I'm going to go over that again. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. The person is wise who sees the inaction in actions and sees the action in inactions. So basically, the first one is when someone is acting and doing something, somebody also notices what they're not doing. So I am acting to explain chapter 4, verse 18. But this sloka is basically saying the wise person notices that I'm not explaining chapter 3. So by taking the time now to explain chapter 4, verse 18, I'm taking an action to explain verse 18, but I'm not taking the action to explain chapter 3, for example. So that is basically noticing the inaction amidst an action. Then the sloka goes on to the corollary, which is the wise person sees the action in inaction. So let's say I didn't make this video today. I would be deliberately choosing to refrain from action. And that is an action in and of itself because we're all on this earth doing something. So you're either getting up and doing something or you're staying seated and not doing, even staying seated, even laying in bed and not getting up is the action of laying in bed. So as long as you're on earth, you're always doing something, even if what you're doing is being lazy, that's an action. So that's like the action and inaction. Anyway, it's kind of fun to play with. You can sort of play with that on your own. This sloka goes on. He or she is a yogi and can accomplish everything. Well, that is inspiring. I think that we have to be a little bit careful with absolute phrases. But I'd like to think yogis can accomplish a lot, but everything is a bit much. But let's take a deeper dive and learn more about this. In sloka 4.18 says that one who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is a wise person, a yogi. Having reached this point, you have accomplished everything. You do, and at the same time, you do not. So yoga is about opposites. You do not, yet you still do. You sleep and sleep not. You eat and eat not, and so on. Two different things that look like opposites. But the wise person knows the difference. You see inaction amid all the actions. This means that you know there are two different things in the same experience, two sides of the same coin. One acts and the other observes. The observer is the witness. As a witness, you don't act. As an actor, you don't witness. If you are a wise person, you take both positions simultaneously. You know what is doing and who is observing, and mind and who is observing. And because you know that how to be the witness, even though your body and mind may be doing things, you know it is not you who is acting. But in the previous sloka, Krishna finishes by saying, the way of karma is impossible to understand from the viewpoint of the onlooker who sees somebody doing something. The onlooker cannot tell whether the person is acting or not acting. Only the one doing the action will know. So this is very deep. To understand karma, one has to rise up to a certain level where it is possible to discriminate between correct action, wrong action, and inaction. A simple example is that of the lotus flower which blooms when the sun comes up. When the sun goes down, it closes. It is the sun that causes the blossom to open in the morning and close in the evening. Ask the sun, why are you doing that? The sun says, I don't know anything. All I know is I'm here and I don't even come and go. So it's you that say that I rise and set. I'm never up, I never set, I never go down. From your standpoint, you think I'm coming and going, but I've been here standing still the whole time. Similarly, a yogi appears to be doing things, coming and going and accomplishing this and that. Sometimes he may even say he's doing things. But in fact, it's nature making things happen. The yogi is a constant witness to it all. That way, he or she understands the secret of karma. The yogi perceives action from the state of inaction, at the same time enjoying inaction in the midst of action. This may sound a little philosophical because it is. It is our philosophy yoga teacher training. After all, our 30 hours of Yoga Alliance accredited RYT 300 yoga teacher training philosophy credits, our philosophy module. It's nice to hear, but hearing is not enough. When you reach the stage where you experience this, then you'll say, yes, now I know what he means. Nature, the manifested universe, is controlled by 3 gunas. Our minds and bodies are part of that nature, which is constantly moved by the 3 gunas, sattva, raja, and tamas, balance, restlessness, and inertia. But who are you really? You are the self. You are the knower. You are not affected by nature. You are completely different. That's why you say, my mind, my body. When you say, my mind has been disturbed, you are really right. It's not you, but your mind that's disturbed. But if you immediately add, and I'm really unhappy about it, that's not right, because that's not really you. But if you insist, I'm unhappy because my mind is disturbed. If you were unhappy, you wouldn't even notice that your mind was unhappy. An unhappy or sick person can't recognize another unhappy or sick person. Only the sane person can discern if another is insane. If your very knowing self were unhappy, you wouldn't be able to recognize the unhappiness of the mind. This means that your knowing is always sane. For you are the knower, the awareness. You are aware of everything that's happening in your mind and body. This is really important because it's really important to trust yourself. And sometimes self-help people tell people, just forget everything you know and listen to me. That's like really, really scary, because then you're dependent on someone else. So everybody profits from you feeling insecure. And nobody really profits from you being self-reliant. But you being self-reliant is good for you, because you don't need to fill someone else's pocket. You can focus on filling your own pocket. So everything you need is already inside of you, and you can take a deep breath and trust your instincts. You got yourself to this point, and you can carry forward. Sometimes we need advice, so you can find people that you feel are experts in their area, and you can solicit strategic advice, and then you can decide whether to follow it or not. But you're the decider. You're the knower. And you're not really going to hear that enough from people, because you not needing other people doesn't really do much for those other people. So they don't really have a vested interest in letting you know that. But it's really good to trust yourself. When in doubt, just take a deep breath. This awareness never ceases to be. That is the constant, internal, eternal, permanent you, the self. But unfortunately, you usually identify yourself with the mind or body and talk in those terms. I was unhappy, I am unhappy, and so on. The true you which is the self or the Atman, doesn't do anything. The nature you, the nature operating through your mind and body does it. Here is the action and the inaction at the same time. Even though I, as mind and body, did this action, I, as the self or Atman, didn't do it. See, I did it, and I certainly didn't. That means there are two I's there. The true I, which is the self, knew that my little I, which is the mind body, did this action. Even though you see me as the mind body acting, I, the self, am not acting. So the self is like the awareness. Just my mind and body are doing. See the inaction and the action. So like a practical example of this is when your mind is racing and you're really freaking out, you are aware like, whoa, I'm really freaking out. But if you didn't have a deep sense of calm within you, you wouldn't recognize that you were really freaking out. You would just be like, oh, it's normal to be hyper now. Everyone should be hyper. So when you feel not okay, you're actually, there's a part of you that is really okay. And that's why it's looking at the other part and saying, something's wrong here. Because if all you ever knew was your feeling in that exact moment, then you would think it was completely normal. So anyway, this is kind of food for thought. It's a little deep and it's not for everyone. If it's not jiving with you, honestly, my advice is just to skip it and ignore it and not think about it, because I don't want people to like kind of like get a little nuts on this concept of the two selves. But the idea is that we as humans have the ability to step back and examine our behavior objectively. And that ability to step back and examine our behavior means that there is a deep sense of calm within us, because that deep place of calm is the perspective which allows us to step back and examine our behavior. And knowing that each and every one of us has a deep sense of calm within us is really helpful, because sometimes we face really hard times and we think, oh, there's no way we can get through it. But if you remember that you and everybody else actually has a place of deep sense of calm within, then you can draw inward, listen to your breath, and get yourself through the hardest times. May the light in me be the light in you. Have a blessed day. Namaste.